So our focal point today is on business development strategy. What are the strategies we need to deploy if we want to build successful, scalable, and sustainable enterprise? The workshop objectives include the following. It is believed that at the end of today's workshop, we should be able to understand the fundamental of business strategy, apply key business analysis tools such as SWOT, PESTLE, the PMC, exploit the difference exploit and differentiate business model innovation and adaptation strategy, and then create a personalized one-page business blueprint. This will be part of what we'll be learning today. So you are welcome to the July workshop, and everyone is from different parts of the world. We have people from 10 different countries and in today's class. So it's a privilege to have people coming from different part of the world to be part of this workshop. Now, we're going to ask some very important questions because this is a workshop. This is not just it's not just a talk show. I'm going to ask questions, and I hope some of you should be bold enough to provide answers. What challenge is your business currently facing? What do you think is the critical challenge of you starting your business at this point in time? We'd like to hear from basically 5 persons. You want to contribute to that discussion, please let's put your hands. You can put your hands up. Okay, let's start with Edima. Okay, Edima, let's hear from you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Very well. I'm joining for the first time today. It
Oh, so you'll
sounds
be one of
interesting
our guests.
already.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to get to know more, but let me get to the question that you asked. The challenge I would say that is critical for my business at this moment is HR issues, the staff turnover, especially for the lower workers, people unwilling to do menial jobs.
Okay.
I'm a food processor.
What kind of business are you into at the moment?
My business name is MX Foods. We're into dried catfish. We have dried catfish, dried goat meat. We have spices production.
Oh, that's good. Okay, we're going to see how probably if at the end of this day you learn one or two things that can help you to achieve that. So thanks for sharing that. And Yolinda, and where did you call from? Where are you from?
Benin, Nigeria.
Okay, Benin. Okay. Okay. Okay, and Yolanda from South Africa. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good
Good
morning.
morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. It's 12 o'clock on my side, and good afternoon. So I was in one of our consortium Friday now turned into Thursday meetings. I shared a little bit about my enterprise that I would like to join. I mean to start. And one of the consortium I should maybe start lean, like small, and but with the kind of spec or the kind of enterprise I want to start, it's a little bit difficult. So I want to start a foundational phase school kind of thing that will help little children to, be able to count, to be able to know what it is that they want to essentially try and root out what it is that could be their interests, and then help parents, you know, um, send them to schools that will basically major in those things. And she advised that maybe trying small, where I stay, having my neighbors' children, but it's difficult when you stay in a city because everybody minds their own business. And also, so having to get money to fund that center can prove to be a little bit difficult. And that is what at the moment I'm struggling with to
Okay,
get
okay, yeah.
started with my
Okay, we're going to
enterprise.
see how we can help you with that at the end of this day. And starting small, because you've got to learn to break your business into pieces. That is part of the lean framework. And when you break it into pieces, you have advocacy, awareness, and the rest of that. So you can start. I want to bring this and talk about that. Remind me or any of the faculty towards the end, because oftentimes it's about breaking your business into smaller units, and then you start with the most possible unit to see how you can get going. We're going to discuss that further on. Mr. Joseph Azataba from Ghana, let's hear from you.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
My project is into AgriLink, linking farmers to suppliers and to buyers, as well as the government, that's the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Initially, I did not foresee certain challenges, but as at now, I have three main challenges. The first one is about finance, because the way I estimated the project, it has proved to me that more financial implications are in that project. The next one is linking the farmers. It hasn't been easy because all is about traveling, communication, and all goes back to the finance. The third one is about internet connectivity, because this project is a digital project that needs internet for them to be able to link up through the AgriLink. And as we know, most of the rural farmers are in remote areas. And secondly, some of them are not that digital literate. So these are the challenges I am facing. And currently, I am doubting and thinking that I may have to revise and change the project to a one that I can easily tackle. So I will need advice from you, Director. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. We're going to see how you can help you with the issue of finance. We talk about funding strategy and the rest of them. And during this, by the time you spend 1 year in the school, you should be able to understand how to raise funds for your enterprise. And then hopefully you're going to learn the principle of collaboration, effective team building, and the rest of that. And also connectivity using your SMS, different framework when it comes to connectivity. We're going to explore all that during this workshop and probably see what we do during the consortium meeting. And so thank you for sharing that. Mr. Christian Nwankwo, we're just trying to get the various problems we might want to deal with during this workshop. Mr. Christian Nwankwo, let's hear from you. Mr. Christian, can we hear from you, please? Due to time, we need to go on. Okay, if Mr. Christian is not speaking, let's hear from Ebenezer. Ebenezer, let's hear from you.
Good afternoon, or good morning to you all.
Good day.
I think I want to, my business I'm operating is building materials. I've just started last 2 weeks by buying some of the materials like the nails, the headpans, shovels, pickers, and all those things. I bought those ones, and then different type of nails are with me. But currently, because it's a farming season, most at times people don't buy those things in the farming seasons. So few of them have been coming to buy, but not as I expect the market to start going on. But when you look at it, I want to buy cement and then iron rod. This is a very huge, it needs a huge sum of money. And when I did the arrangements for the cement and I left the iron rods out, I realized that at this moment, I could not be able to afford for the cement per truck. So I'm still planning to see. So my main challenge is the finance. But currently, for the cement, they are buying it. But the cement is taking a huge amount of money. So I couldn't venture into it at this moment. But I think from my advisor, the supplier, he was saying that because it's a farming season, if he's even giving, he'll give half a truck. So I'll start with that one. But even as with the half of a truck, I couldn't get money to start taking it for now. So I think it is
Okay, fine. You know what you're going to learn at the end of this, how to negotiate with your suppliers and your clients. Because sometimes your ability to negotiate, show them the possibility of them expanding their business by going into partnership with you. So part of what you're going to be learning in this academy, I think you're in your second semester, is learning the art of negotiation, where you can use other people's money, other people's platform, other people's product, other people's relationship. So your ability to learn to exploit this possibility in business is key. And great business people don't use their money. As you grow in business, you're going to learn how to use other people's resources, other people's relationship, other people's network, and other people's platform. It is the act of entrepreneurship you've got to learn. Oftentimes, people are looking for money to start business. No, you've got to exploit these possibilities, and that is one of the reasons why you're an entrepreneur. You've got to think outside the box, and if possible, break the box. An entrepreneur is someone that you are not caged. You see every crisis as an opportunity to create value. That is what makes you a successful entrepreneur. You don't accept being caged, and you exploit possibilities, because that's the first mindset. Remember, in your first semester, we'll talk about the mindset of an entrepreneur, the ability to see possibilities when every other person sees obstacle. It's what differentiates you from the pack. It's what makes you stand out, because entrepreneurs and maximize problem as possibilities for invention, for innovation, and for wealth creation. And that is why the people changing the world today are entrepreneurs. Actually, if you Google the wealth created in all over the world today, is 75% of wealth created in the world, they are created by entrepreneurs. And that is why you guys are the next big thing waiting to happen. Now, having said all, I want to appreciate everyone for contributing, and it is important we get to know the challenges some of you are facing in your business, so that we can, as faculty, and the faculty members are also listening, so that we can see how we can better be of help to each and every one of you. So once again, I want to welcome you to the July edition of the Global Virtual Workshop. So today we're talking about business development strategy. Let's go straight to our discussion. We're going to try as much as we can to beat this. Now, the timekeeper, Sister Patricia, this section is basically 20 minutes, this section, module 1. If I'm exceeding 20 minutes, please put up your hands. Give me sign. And that is part of your duty, either you or Mr. Emmanuel Enang. So the module here, this section is, so time it now. We're starting by, we started a bit late, but this is 20 minutes. Don't let it exceed 20 minutes. You have the right to stop me. Once it's 5 minutes to 20 minutes, inform me, so that I know I have 5 minutes to leave this module. Is that okay? Thanks. Appreciate that, Sister Patricia. So let's talk about business strategy, and which we know in business that is a roadmap for long-term success and competitive advantage. And there are different things we need to understand when it comes to developing a business. You've got to, beyond you just having a passion for starting something, you're excited about an idea, there's a problem you want to solve, you've got to have a strategy. In this class today, we're going to be learning the 7 S's of successful enterprise. But however, the focal point for this workshop is, how do we develop effective business strategy? And we said to achieve that, you need key elements. The first one is your vision and your mission statement. You've got to know where you are going. What picture do you see your business? What is the picture you have for that enterprise? What is your end game? What is your end goal? How do you intend to achieve this? What is your value proposition? What are you offering the market? What are your strategic goals? We talk about goals. Most people are not effective because they don't live, they are not goal-driven. Goals are daily activities that are in alignment with what you want to see achieved. Then they do not have operational strategy. What are your operational strategy to get to move this forward? And that is why we're going to share some strategic framework with everyone in the class today, whether you're in your first semester or your second semester or you are a guest. We want you to just have some of this and have a snapshot of some of the ideas you can deploy to kickstart your business. The first one is what we call the DRON PI framework. I'm sure most of you have heard it very well. This is unique to this academy. You can't build a business if you do not understand your PI. What is your business PI? What is that problem you are passionate about solving? Is it in the health sector? Is it in the educational sector? Is it relating to human rights? You must be passionate. You must have a problem you are solving, because if you are not solving people's problem, you are part of the problem. It's about connecting to the pain point of an individual or a society. So before you talk about business strategy, you've got to know why you exist, because your purpose gives you the reason for being. And as a business person, you've got to know, why do I exist? What problem am I? Am I solving educational problem? Am I solving an early childhood problem? Am I solving early child literacy problem? Am I solving agricultural related problem? So the first thing is to define the problem you are solving. Because once you don't have a defined problem, you're wasting your time. You're going to fall for everything. So you should be, what is that problem your business is designed to solve? That is the P part of the PI. The PI is an acronym for problem analysis, idea validation, and then an enterprise formation. So it is when you have been able to define the problem you want to solve, and you have skills, and because once you define the problem, you begin to ask yourself, what idea do I have to solve this problem? So you have a team of people, you look at so many ideas, you're going to realize that some ideas you have might not be innovative, even though they are creative. So what do you have an innovative idea that is both creative and innovative that you can use to solve that problem you are passionate about? Because that is what differentiates you having an hobby or you having a business. That takes you through the idea validation stage. So I want to solve the problem of education. What idea do I have to solve the problem of education in Delta State of Nigeria? What are my ideas to solve the problem of lack of education among rural women in Accra? So you list those ideas and you begin to validate each idea, carrying out what we're going to look into, the SWOT analysis. What is the strength of each idea? What is the weakness of each idea? What is the opportunity presented by each idea? And what is the threat of each idea? You're going to realize that whilst you might be as excited about some ideas, they do not pass the SWOT test. And so you don't waste your resources. Because oftentimes people jump into an idea that at the end of the day, the idea fails because they step into a business that they have not carried out a thorough analysis and to evaluate the idea to find if it is a workable idea. So once you define, you know your problem, you've got to look at the various ideas. If you have a team of people in your organization, you bring them together and you begin to ask them, you guys have brought in several ideas. Now let's begin to validate each of the ideas through the idea validation framework. Now, once you have succeeded in doing that, that takes you to the enterprise formation. That is when you begin to look at what skill set, how do I build my team? What are the different attributes of team formation? And by God's grace, you start looking at the 10 C's of team formation. How do I get the right team? What structure do I use to execute this idea? What and where's the place? What platform, what strategy, and then you're going to look at that. But until you have your business PI, you are building castle in the air. And I've seen why business fail. In the last 25 years of consulting across different continents, we've come to realize that when people do not have a defined PI, they are confused about the problem they are solving. They become part of the problem. So when people come to your establishment, you want to ask them first, do you know why we exist? Because the problem you are solving, it connects to your vision and your mission. Do you understand the vision of our organization? Do you understand the mission, how we achieve our vision? Because we exist to do this. We're solving the issue of shelter. Some of you are solving the issue of education for all, for the vulnerable. That is a problem. So what ideas do you have to solve those problems? You list those ideas, you begin to validate those ideas. And then you pick the one with the highest possibility of being successful. And that is how you run with those ideas. You put them into categories. And then once you've done with that, you begin to go through the stage of enterprise formation, which is key. So I want each and every one of you, get your PI tablet and PI framework, put your P, your I, and your E. What are the problems I have? I'm passionate about 4 different problems. That's why most people ask me, I have so many things I want to do, but which one do I start with? I say, you know what, get the PI framework. List the different problems you want to solve. And for each problem, connect different ideas you want to solve them. And then when you begin to evaluate them, you're going to realize that while you might be passionate about this problem, you don't have the capacity to run it at this point in time. So what saves you? You save time, you save resources. So you end up doing that which you can do at this point in time, develop capacity, and begin to run it in the future, follow the other ones. And that is how great enterprises all over the world have achieved that. We've seen people like Dangote. Dangote did not start with refinery. It started with something. It built capacity over time. And today it can jump into any venture. We've seen that with great enterprises all over the world. So what I'm asking each and every one of you today, what is your PI? What is your business PI? Can you define it in less than 60 seconds? It's something you must build over time, establish it. If you wake up, you can talk about your business PI in less than 180 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds. You can define your PI because the success of your business is tied to your PI. Have a clear PI. And we talked about what is, and so that you can truly bake your pie. And if you bake your pie well, you can enjoy your business. So that is the foundation of business development strategy. Have an established pie, validate it through the idea. So we have the SWOT analysis, which talk about strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Each of your idea will come with a strength. They will also come with a weakness. Some will come with opportunities. The opportunity for the idea to succeed in that. Like, for instance, Mr. Joseph Azata was talking about how he started his agricultural business. But you know that if you are taking them through the PI framework, he probably would not have invested money in some ideas because he would have realized from the beginning, oh, there's the SWOT analysis, the strength is that I have people that understand agriculture. I have a degree in agriculture. That is your strength. I have farmers and belong to a network of farmers. That is your strength. But your weakness might be government regulations, might be lack of funding, might be lack of access to market. What are the opportunities? You ask yourself, what are the threats? Threat could be government policies. These are some of the things you begin to do. And then you evaluate, do I have mitigation strategy? For those of you that are already in the school, you know about mitigation principles, corporate compliance, and the rest. How to mitigate your risks. That is when you begin to look at this and say, okay, I think this idea is more viable. Now, because these ideas are viable, I think this problem can be solved. So you don't just run. You're seeing people that are passionate about problem and they live the rest of their life trying to solve that problem, but they never achieve any way forward because they did not validate the ideas to solve that problem. So move from the problem to idea and then to enterprise formation. Now, there are also what we call the Porter's 5 forces. That talks about, the 5 forces talk about the new entrants, the power of the supplier, power of the consumers. We talk about alternatives and the rest of that. These are things that can affect yourself to find out, is the market already too saturated? Am I going to adopt the blue ocean strategy or am I going to adopt the red ocean strategy? And before we go further, I want 2 people to differentiate for me the difference between the blue ocean strategy and the red ocean strategy. Is there anybody that wants to define, if you have an understanding between what is the blue ocean strategy in business and the red ocean strategy? Just 2 persons and then we move forward. Is there anybody that wants to take the risks? Okay, okay, Lady Aminatu Katung from Nigeria, let's hear from you. And then the next person will be His Royal Highness Isaac Uwaifo. Okay, let's hear from you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good day.
Good morning from wherever you are. Good afternoon, good evening. What I understand by blue ocean strategy and red. Blue ocean is when you go to an environment where it is not yet occupied. The business you want to implement, nobody is doing that business there. So you have access to the place, you can implement and start your business there. And the advantage is that you can be able to examine if you're starting up a school in a blue ocean environment, you can get a lot of people coming in there because there's no school. So your school is just like, the hot cake there and everybody's coming. Why the red ocean is competitive? Everybody has school and everything is competitive. So it's a red ocean because everywhere you see around is school around you. They are doing the same thing that you are doing. So that's the two difference I can explain. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. And your Royal Highness, let's hear from you.
All right, good day, everyone. Good day, Director. The blue space is where the market is almost non-existent, while the red ocean is where the market is saturated with a lot of sharks in the market, particularly in the line of business that the person is doing. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I want to hear from Mr. David, one more person. Mr. David, let's hear from you.
Yes, good day, everyone. The red ocean is where there are so much danger. It's not so much competition. It's not too good. That means a lot of work have to go in there before you can invest and do business there. While the blue ocean simply means that it's safe. Feel free, go in, do your business, and there's hope for success. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate everyone for sharing their wisdom. Now, we need to understand the difference. When you want to adopt the blue ocean strategy, you must understand innovation. You must have the business model innovation strategy in place because you understand. And for the blue ocean, you've got to, if I want to go and set a new school, I might want to set a school like here in the UK, I might want to set a school that teach African languages as part of the curriculum. So I'm moving from a complete strategy. I'm bringing a new something into the system that makes me viable. There's no competition in that territory. So you've got to be learned to be innovative. So that is part of what then the red ocean, like all of you have said, there are already too many competitors there. There are strategies. You've got to talk about your value proposition. All those things comes in when it comes to the blue and red ocean strategy. And innovation is also key in any of the strategy, but we're going to see what we do today.
Choose mode.
Now, one of the things I want to encourage everyone to do, apart from the PI framework, you also need to define your current business strategy in 3 sentences, defining the PI. What is your PI? I want His Royal Highness to write his PI in less than 2 sentences. I want Sister Patricia to develop his PI in less than 3 sentences. Aminatu Khartoum in less than 3 sentences. Every one of you, if you can do it in a sentence, that shows that you have become a guru. Well, you can start from the 3 sentences and develop your PI, and that takes us to the next page. So let's look at module 2, which will be talking about vital business analysis 2. I want to encourage everyone to take into consideration what we want to share here. It's extremely important. One of the reasons most businesses fail, especially in Africa, is because the founders of businesses in Africa don't listen. They just go about creating solutions without connecting to the pain point of people. So for you to have a successful or develop a good business, you need to apply what we call the LCC framework. Your ability to listen to the market, listen to the heartbeat of the people, understand your demography, the psychography of the market, what drives them, the interests, and then connect to the pain point of the market before you create a solution. The greatest error is because people just feel, oh, I understand the people, I can just give them solutions and they're just going to buy that. But when you listen to people, you are able to understand how they feel, the kind of solution they truly want, and then you connect it to strategy, and then you create what we call the market lovable products. You are able to create first an MVP, which is a minimal viable product, and then you are able to advance from the MVP to the MLP, which is the market lovable product. So it starts with listening. Even banks, they don't do this. But most organizations globally, they have developed a department, the research and development department, that are able to listen to the market, connect to what is going on in the market, and then create a solution. You want to run a restaurant, go out there and listen to people. Go to different restaurants, find what people are complaining about. They're complaining probably the size of the soup, the size of the food, the place is not clean. You are listening. You want to set up a school. Go to schools, listen to parents, listen to students. What are they looking for? Why are they complaining? Why are people leaving a particular school? Why are people going to a particular school? You are listening. So when you listen effectively, you connect to the pain point of the people, then you create a solution that is a minimal viable product. That is the problem of the African continent. And I believe people here in this forum will be able to change this going forward. And if you follow the LCC framework, you're going to have a product or a solution that people will respond to it as soon as you get out of it. You get out of your cooking, baking your pie, because you have gone through the LCC framework. So what do you now do? We talked about the vital business analysis. We'll keep repeating the SWOT. Learn to validate your internal strengths, your weaknesses versus your opportunities and your strengths. So once you have listened, you begin to ask some vital questions. What is the strength of this solution I have? Does it meet the 5A principles? Where we talk about the 5A, we talk about the awareness. Are people aware of this solution? The second A is acceptable. Will people accept this solution? Because if you have listened, connect, and create, you know if people will accept your solution. The third A is adaptability. Will people be able to adapt to this solution I'm bringing? It's like His Royal Highness traveled to the UK or the US, and they give him smartphones, maybe the latest iPhone, and he takes it to some of the village old women in the community and say, oh, this is now your empowerment initiative. That is not going to work, because you've got to understand. So you might have something that is highly efficient, but it's not an effective tool for the people you want to help. So you've got to understand that is where listen, connect, and create. So you look at the internal strength of both the internal strength and external strength. You look, what is the strength of these ideas? What is the weakness? What are the loopholes here that will make this business fail? What am I missing? What are we lacking that if we set up, it will not work? Then what are the opportunities? Your greatest opportunity might be there's market for your product. You want to start a school. There are people, everybody wants to go to school, there's market. But have you checked what the threat is? Maybe government policy. So you look at all these variables, and that determine, these are part of your vital business analysis before you jump into setting up any business or putting money into an idea. Most people have invested millions and millions and only end up regretting because they do not follow this process. Now, the other one is the PESTO analysis. That talks about political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. The PESTO there is the acronym for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environment. You ask yourself some vital questions. This business I want to set, is there any political policy in government that may work against it? You ask yourself that important questions. Are there economic, will people be able to pay? For instance, you go and set up a global international school where they teach French, German, and Chinese language in a village in Accra, Ghana, and then you bring expert professionals from different parts of the world to come and teach, and suddenly the people there cannot pay the fees. That is not a wise business model. So you have to look at the economic situation. Are there economic policy? Do the people have the resources, the earning power to pay for that services you'll be providing? So you look at the economic situation, then you look at the social cultural situation. Are the people And the last time we had an expert come to talk to us, and they said some of the students asked a question, said they want to set up an hotel, an event center in Abuja. They need investors. And they asked the guy who consult for companies across the globe and said, will they invest in such business? And the guy asked something, he said, most investors will not invest in certain businesses in certain part of Nigeria because they look at the social culture, the social lifestyle of the people. People are more likely to invest in hotel event center in Lagos because Lagos people love outing, they go out and everything. For instance, you come and tell me you want me to spend a 10 million pounds investment in building a world-class event center in Ayugiri in Isakoland. I'll be joking to give you that money because I'll ask you, what is the social life there? How many people, what is it? Do they organize events? How are you going to earn the money? So you talk about even the social life of today's generation, the Gen Z. You've got to look at the social impact of your investment. And then we'll talk about the technological impact. If you start your business today with technology, destroy it. I want to say this, in the next 20 years, technology will destroy conventional schools. In Western world today, there are so many universities that they don't have students anymore because students now are attending classes online. There are schools that are going bankrupt in Europe because students now prefer to go online, get their education and move on. So that they are schooling and they're also making money. Nobody wants to tie themselves 4 years or 3 years in a place when they can be earning money while in school. It is still in the developing world, people are still trying to catch up. But in the modern world, it's all about online education. So organizations are now beginning to adopt the hybrid kind of education, online and offline, because that is the reality of the Western world today. And it's going to come to Africa very soon. Home studies are going to come because government policy will influence this and the rest of that. So you want to talk about technology. How will technology influence your business? The world today is about digitalization. And then you talk about the legal. What is the legal framework? And then we'll talk about the environment. There are some business that will not succeed in certain environments. Forget it. Some environments are not just conducive because of policies, because of the culture, because of the religion, or just because of the toxicity of that environment. So you look at the environment, you look at the person and ask yourself, why this business may be good, but I don't think, having carried out the pest analysis, I don't think this business will succeed in this place. And so in developing a business, carry out the SWOT analysis, carry out the pest analysis. These are extremely important. Having said that, I'm going to call someone now. I'm going to ask you some very important questions. None of you should be afraid.
It's time, sir.
Okay. I want to carry out a workshop analysis now for 5 businesses represented here. If you want your business to be used to evaluate the pest analysis, put up your hands. You're free. You want your business to be evaluated, and so that we can ask you certain questions. We carry out that. Okay, yeah, Dima, let's see your face, please. Put on your video because we need. It's being recorded. Okay. Oh, my Edo sister, I love your attitude. You. Okay. Okay, now let's go. You talk about your business. You say you're into what again?
I'm into food processing. Our major product is dried catfish, packaged dried catfish.
Okay, now tell us your strength. What do you think is the strength of your business?
Our strength is the product quality. One of our strengths is the product quality and our team. We have food technologists and safety officers working with us. And our product, without any MSG or preservatives, can last up to 6 months.
Okay,
we are also rightly positioned in Edo State is somehow the center of Nigeria. So we are reachable across different states in the country.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, fine.
That's one I can.
Okay, let's talk about your weakness. What do you think is the weakness of your business?
The weakness of our business is
Sorry, I'm coming. There's a distraction here.
Okay.
Sorry for that. What do you think is the weakness to your business?
Two things I can talk about now that comes to mind is the first one I've mentioned before, which is high staff turnover. We keep training and we have to retrain when a new set of workers come in. That is one major part. Another weakness, how do I put it now? Another weakness is the marketing end. The marketing end is can I say not where we are supposed to be, not where we're supposed to be as at today.
No, that is not a weakness. And one of the things you said about your weakness is the high turnover. And when we evaluate a business and there's a high turnover of an human resource, the danger is that such business may not be sustainable. So we need to work on that. Are you getting
Yeah.
it? So one of the way you
Yes.
evaluate a business ability to stay sustainable is the low turnover of its human resource. Are you getting it? Because so you've got to work on that. Is very important. So maybe at the end of the day, I'm going to send, because you are efficient, there's what we call the 10C of effective team building. Maybe I'm going to share that with you now, and maybe every other person can learn from that, because we're evaluating that the 10C of effective team building. When you want to employ people, you do this. And so this is the advantage. This is a workshop, so we are learning from everyone. The first is clear expectation. Define roles, responsibility, and performance standard from the beginning. Have clear expectation defined. When you employ people, let them know what you expect from them. Clear expectation, that's the first C. So the second thing is competence. And hire individuals with the right skill, not family members, not church members, not parapol. Just employ those of you from different parts of the world. Parapol means people. I'm sure some of you in Africa, you understand what I'm saying. Make sure you are employing competence. So that's the second C. Now the third C is character. You want to select people that have integrity, discipline, and values aligned with your vision and mission. That is why you must state your vision and your mission, and from time to time have what we call the Founders Vision and Mission Week, where you take your staffs and you share your vision with them, where you are going, so that they can have a buy-in, and that is important. The fourth C is your communication. The fourth C, I'm talking about effective team building, because your weakness here, we need to mitigate it quick. And the fourth C is your communication. You need to promote open, transparent, and timely communication to strengthen trust and to sustain your team alignment. So you need communication strategy, an effective communication strategy. The fifth C is collaboration. Encourage cooperation and a synergy through shared goals, mutual support. So look at collaboration. How do you collaborate with your staffs and make them become effective team member? The sixth C is what we call community. How do you build an inclusive culture where members feel valued, supported, and connected to the organization? So you've got to build a community. The seventh C is charity. And you inspire kindness, empathy, and selflessness to promote caring and supporting working environments. So you've got to be charitable. Sometimes go out of your comfort zone to visit your staff at home when they least expect it and things like that. Now, the eighth C is conflict resolution. Be able to discover conflict before it starts. And there's something you need to do. Always look out for that staff that breeds division among your team. Sometimes there are some staffs that they don't want to leave, but they spoil the pool. They keep telling people negative things about your company. You've got to look out for them. And so you've got to take them out of the pool. It's like if you have a bad fish in a pool, you've got to take that fish off quickly before you even bring in new people. And so it's important. But manage conflict resolution, address disagreement early with fairness, understanding to preserve harmony and productivity. If there's one thing you don't want to joke, my sister, you can forgive somebody that steals your food, steals your product, but don't forgive the person that causes conflict in your organization. That is a source of strife. When you discover that every strife comes through this person, let the person go. Because it's one of the reasons that causes frequent turnover in every organization, everywhere in the world. Now, the other thing is capacity development. Continually invest in training, mentoring, and the rest of them. And the 10th C is compensation. You've got to learn to compensate favorably. Now, I just felt I should share the 10th C of effective team building because we won't want you to leave this workshop without dealing with that. Is that okay? Then we'll likely
Yes.
to talk more. Maybe when you finally come into the school, you're going to learn how to manage human resources effectively. But you can go home with this 10th C today, study it more and see how it works. Now, going back, can you talk to us about your opportunity?
The opportunities I have is more on the spice range, even on the fish, actually. People are looking for healthier options of food products to consume. And some of our customers, we always promote that we do not use chemical preservatives for any of our products. So that's
No, I'm coming. That is not your opportunity.
no,
That's not your opportunity.
There's a trend of healthy eaters.
Okay, that's what I
around.
want to hear.
Yes.
Because everybody's learning from your answers. Opportunities
Okay.
are the things that enables you to earn, grow, improve. Are you getting it? That's what opportunity is. So I want to hear that we have market for our product. There's large demand for our fish. There's large demand for our products in this, and we are trying to increase our demand. That talks about opportunity. Are you getting the opportunity for growth, opportunity to scale, opportunity to sustain? That is what you want to look at for. Now, let's go to the threat. What do you think is the threat of your business, the greatest threat in your business? What threatens your business success?
The threat is I would say the price situation of Nigeria, inconsistency of price. So sometimes we don't own a farm within ourselves, so we leverage on farmers around us, we source from farmers around us. So sometimes we find out that they just decide that they're not selling fish today, the association, or they just decide that the price is going up for a certain percentage. So we don't have control over pricing so much at times because of the association of catfish farmers within the town.
Wow. That what is affecting you, we need to go further in your analysis, which talk about the 5 Porter's forces. Now you're talking about the power of the supplier and the profile. So I want you to go and study the Porter's 5 forces. It will help you in that area. We may not be able to do that entirety in this workshop, but
sorry, I didn't get the name properly.
The Porter's 5 forces. And you study that Porter's 5 forces, it will help you because what is affecting you there is one of the Porter's. There are 3 forces that is affecting you there. So study that and that will help you. Maybe the next workshop, or when you get admission into the school fully, you're going to learn how to mitigate that. Now, having said that, the next person I want to call is, I saw someone, a mathematician there. I think we need to look at that. Who is that person? And MENA Smart Therapy. Can you put on your camera? Let's see you. Who is that? MENA Smart Therapy. We need to be fast.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you?
Very fine, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see me.
We're still trying to find you.
Okay.
Okay, is your camera okay? Fine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to see that. Okay, fine. Okay, let's go straight and evaluate your business. Carrying out the SWOT analysis. Are you ready? So, what is the strength of your business?
One is we have people that train tutors who know maths, who are trained who are mathematicians who read maths, who read engineering, and then our business is an online business, so we have people who are familiar with the online teaching tools, and that's basically 2 things: trained tutors in maths, and then they're also knowledgeable in online tools.
Okay, fine. Okay, now talk to us about the weakness you think your business possesses.
Okay, one of the weaknesses is network. We have network issues because of where we are. Sometimes we have network issues, network problems, and then we also have sometimes tutors are not able to teach, understand their children first before teaching them, so they don't know the right approach to give to particular children. Those are the two weaknesses.
So how do you intend to mitigate these two weaknesses now? Do you have an idea or you want us to share with you?
Okay, you can share with me, but one thing I plan to do is to have more trainings to help the tutors. Because we have meetings every Saturday and once in 2 weeks. So I want to make it regular and then have trainings on how to understand their students and the right approach to teach. That's it. But then you can also give me some ideas.
And that's a nice one, because when you notice your weaknesses, it's not to quit, it's to see how you can mitigate them. It is only when you realize you can mitigate those weaknesses, you drop the idea. And you understand. So weaknesses are opportunity. It could lead to other businesses setting up. For instance, if I were you, I'm going to set up what we call both the offline and the online project, where you can have a video, a software that develop the mass program uploaded already. People can download the teaching, online teaching at a convenient time. Because what is happening in today's world is what we call the SMT, space, matter, and time. Any business you want to do, especially teaching, people should be able to access it in space, in time, and the matter is the business itself. So what you need to do is that begin to think, do you have a prepaid where the facilitators can have each topic in mathematics already programmed, their video for it, you have recorded and programmed, and that can work. And so you don't lose customers. And then you begin, that will help you deal with that, especially you, because what you need to do is to have an hybrid strategy. An hybrid strategy where people can access this same material. They can even pay for it. It can become an extra source of income for you, where people can just go into that particular thing, pay a token, and they access the material and they can watch a particular course. There's an interactive section. It can be interactive. You can do it in a way that has interactive interface, and then they put in their questions, and then the lecturer gets back to them and give them. So you can work on that, get the options, and see how that works. But I love the fact that you are going to be organizing training for your staffs, your lecturer. That is good. That is important. Now, what are your opportunities?
One opportunity is we know already that many students hate mathematics. That's one opportunity. Secondly, there was a very high rate of failure this year in JAM and WAEC. So those are two opportunities that I'm looking at.
I love the way you are turning pain point into business opportunity, and that is a classic entrepreneurship trait you just displayed there. And so that is good. Now, what are your traits?
I think one major thing is we have parents. I've had when we speak to parents about having our classes online, they're like, that cannot work. You cannot teach maths online. And I feel that's one major thing that we have had, especially in Nigeria. When it has to do with parents outside Nigeria, they are okay with it. But within Nigeria, where our major problem is, parents are not accepting the opportunity of teaching maths online. That's one thing I have noticed. That's only one trait I know.
How do you think you can mitigate that?
Currently, I'm already planning for a program which I'll be having tomorrow on how to teach maths online. It's going to be a kind of a seminar where we show parents how we teach maths online to different grades. That's one way I'm thinking of mitigating that.
Okay, let me give you a take home and advantage. Produce a 2-minute video on mathematics online teaching of maths and have testimonials.
Okay.
And then promote it, send it to parents, send it to schools. Before you go talk to parents, it can just a testimonial, a good 2-minute video. Get professionals to do that for you. Organizations like Flutterwave, Paystack did use that, and they made success out of that. So get a good, don't let it be more than 2 minutes. Simple video that shows student learning online mathematics, and then have testimonies of parents and students that will take your business to the next level. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
thank you very much.
Okay, let's go to Ebenezer. Ebenezer, let's hear from you. Put on your camera, please. Okay.
Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon. How is Accra today?
Accra is doing well.
Okay. What is your strength, the strength of your business?
Yeah, I think the strength of my business is a large customer base at my area. I think I said I want to go into building materials.
Okay.
So we have a large customer base where most of the people are currently building, and then day in
Mr.
and day out.
Ebenezer, Mr. Ebenezer, let me help you this.
Yes,
You are missing your strength and your opportunity. Your strength is what you have that can make you do the business well. It could be that you have money to buy cement. It could be you have someone that is giving you cement. That is what your strength is. That thing you have that makes you, that can enable you to run the business or set up the business. Your opportunity talks about what can make you earn, increase value from the business. Are we getting, so that we understand the difference between strength and opportunity? Are we getting that? So what do you have? Do you have a specialization? Do you have knowledge about cement business? Do you have people that have this knowledge? These are your strengths. Are we getting it? Okay.
Yes, please.
So what are your strengths?
So I have knowledge about dealing in cement business or selling the building materials. And then the location of my business is also another opportunity for me.
Okay, is your strength. So what is the weakness of your business? What do you think is the weakness in the business? Why do you think what do you think you lack that may not help you? It could be lack of information, it could be lack of network, it could be, what do you think you lack that may affect you starting the business?
Currently, I'm lack of digital marketing.
Okay.
And then I realized that credit sales is also another challenge at my ends over there.
Okay.
Most people usually want to buy on credit.
Okay, that falls under traits.
Yes.
So you put that under traits. Are you getting it? So you're learning now how to evaluate your SWOT analysis. So debt is now under threat. Are you getting? So and debtors are the threats to your business. Are you getting it? And so you put that under your threats. Now, do you have what it takes to mitigate this threat? How do you deal with it if majority of your customer wants to buy on credit? How do you deal with it?
I think I have to make a strategy where I should have a limit of selling on credit, so that in case I sell up to that limit, then I shouldn't go beyond that.
That's a smart one. I appreciate that. What other thing do you think you can do?
Then the digital aspect, I need to get experts in order to market my business for me.
Okay. Now we're going to come back to you. I'm going to talk to you one-on-one later in the class. Oh, thank God you are part of the school already in your second semester. We'll see how we can help you achieve this. And we're already working with you to that. And we're going to ask someone to advise something. So I just advise Mr. Ebenezer now. What do you think Mr. Ebenezer can use to mitigate his threats? Is there anybody that wants to answer Mr. Ebenezer? To provide an advice for Mr. Ebenezer? Is there any strategy? People just want to pay. They want to pay later. They want to, their creditors, they want to take without paying. Is there anyone that would like to, one or two persons to suggest to Mr. Ebenezer? This is a workshop. Okay, your Royal Highness, let's hear from you.
Okay, good evening. Good day, everyone, once again. Mr. Ebenezer, what I feel we could do, that's what I did in my business during this, when we had our last class with our director of programs, which is once you have a huge list of debtors in your business, you should be able to have a time frame where they have to pay back. Possibly, I now do 7 days. They have to pay back within 7 days, and I now added a moratorium of 2 days. So if you don't pay before I give you my goods, I'm letting you know that this is on credit and you must pay me back in 7 days. I don't tell you about the moratorium. It's only when you don't meet up, then I start doing so much subtle persuasion to get my monies from them. So that's the strategy I'm using. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. David, we can see you are lying down on the bed. Can you sit properly? The whole world is watching you.
Yes, please. I am very sick with
so sorry to hear that.
So
you take
please,
good care
I'm just
of yourself.
managing to pull it through.
No, that is okay. Well, thank you for your even being in class. It shows your commitment. So sorry for that. Mr. Joseph, let's hear from you. What is your advice to Mr. Ebenezer?
Thank you very much. I think the business that Mr. Ebenezer is going into, he needs to have a customer base and he needs to have financial support. So I would advise that these days, to get people to buy cement, to buy iron rods, you have to have connection. So he should be liaising with the community people. He should be liaising with masons, because the masons, they normally get the contracts. So they can tell Mr. A, B that, oh, this man is selling quality cement, this man has quality iron rods, and his payment schedule is good. Secondly, he should also negotiate with the suppliers of iron rod, cement, so that he can get the materials and perhaps pay by installment. Thirdly, he should also arrange by negotiating with small scale financial institutions where he can pick some soft loans to buy the items and be settling the loans bit by bit. Thank you.
Thank you for that wisdom. We appreciate that. So, Mr. Ebenezer, you're getting counsel from your classmate, and that is lovely, your schoolmate. So, Mr. David, let's hear your own counsel to Mr. Ebenezer.
Yes, I had an experience on that line, and what I did was, if I have to give you anything on credit, you must provide a checkbook, a check, and that check means there must be a deadline. On that day, I'll cash the check. Now, if for any reason I put in the check and I don't get any money, automatically the customer knows that he has an issue with the law. So you must definitely go home with something. You can't just pick my goods and leave without anything that will protect you. Because one way to drive your customers away is to give them something on credit. The moment you give them on credit and they're owing you to the capacity they cannot pay, they will buy from another person and you have lost that customer. So get something that will bring them definitely back to you. If for any reason it's 7 days and in 7 days they're not able to pay, they will on their own call you and apologize to you because they know you have a check or a collateral, something that will bring them back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. The last person to speak is Mr. Ngala from Zambia, from Mozambique, I think so. Okay, Mozambique. Yeah. Let's hear from you, Mr. Ngala.
Much thank you so much for this workshop. What I would like to just advise Mr. Ebenezer is that first of all, we do business after we make a sales, and it's very important that as a businessman, you must know that when you are in business, you are there to make sales and make profits. So selling on credit when most of the time you are buying goods on cash is not something that is workable. You may run up ruining your own business. The first thing, you must now change your strategy and start selling strictly on cash, because that gives you an edge. Because the culture of many people in payment of the debts is not good. So please, my advice is you may please start selling on cash. That's number one. Then number two, for those people that are not paying on time, start charging them interest for the time that they're not paying. Something for example, if you say they take the goods and they're supposed to pay within a week, if they don't pay within a week, you say there'll be an interest for not paying on time, so that you can at least minimize them having the money for a long time. Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for sharing your wisdom. We're all going to come back to this at the end of the day. So we're going to continue the class right now. Now we're moving to module 3. We've looked at module 2, and we're going to go to module 3, business model strategy. Now, excuse me, just give me a second. I want to find out if we did something. No, we're still in module 2. Let's talk about the business model canvas. Now, for you to succeed in business, you've got to understand the concept of the business model canvas, which is how you transfer your solution, your value to the market. And there are 9 components of your business model canvas that helps you. Is a framework. It's like an architectural design that you look into, or you can, every single one of you in this workshop, by the end of this day, you have a printed tablet. It's like your 10 commandments. You have it on your screen. You have it placed on in your room or in your office. The first thing you ask yourself, customer segment, who am I serving? Who will my business serve? Do you know them? You write the list of people you want to serve. You put it there. Number one, who are my customer segment? Two, what is my proposition? What am I giving to my clients? Is it going to be quality driven or is it going to be price driven? Why would they buy from me and not the other people? So what is your value proposition? What is that offer you're giving to your customer segment? You list that down. The third one is the channels. Channels are, how do I get to my customer with my product or services? So you see, it's flowing. You know your customer segment, you know the value. Because if you don't know your customer segment, your value proposition will not be well defined. Because each customer segment might have different value proposition. You may not have one value proposition for everybody, depending on are you serving the elite or are you serving the if I'm setting up a restaurant in a place where you have people that earn low income, my value proposition will be affordable meal. Is that not? I'm providing, so that's my value proposition, affordable meal. Now, if I'm selling, running a school in a place where you have the elite, what would be my value proposition to such parents? It will be quality education, premier education. That is my value proposition. So you've got to understand, you've got to know your customer segment to know the value proposition you're going to give to them. And then that takes you to your channels. What are the channels, the pathway you use in engaging them? For instance, if I'm going to advertise something to the Fulani community in northern Nigeria, I'm not going to go to AIT to advertise it. I'm going to go to BBC Hausa because they will not listen to AIT. So you've got to know your channel because you know your customer segment, you know the value proposition, and that determines the channel you use in engaging them. So you've got to know what channels do you, and when we talk about, we're not talking about TV station, we're talking about medium platform you use in engaging these people. Then you talk about your customer relationship. What kind of relationship do you want to build with these people? What kind of relationship? Your cost, and then you talk about your revenue stream. Do you know the revenue? What are the sources of revenue? If I'm running a school, I'm getting money from school fees. I might be getting money from other sources, maybe after school program, and maybe books, exercise books. All those are your streams of income, irrespective of your business. List all the streams of income you get, and then your key resources are the things you use in getting the job done. What are the resources you need to get the job done? You list it there. Don't just assume. Then you list your key activities. What are those things His Royal Highness we do every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday to get the job done, to get the business working? So those are your key activities. Now, your key partnership are the people, the stakeholders, the people you need to get the job done. The key partners, you've got to list them there, and that takes you to your cost structure. What will it cost you? Now, if you know all these things, that will help you have a BMC. So I want every one of you on this in this workshop today to go back home and have a template with your BMC, list everything, and because if you do not define this, you are just building on air. You don't have a definite business that you can monitor, you can evaluate, and you can tell whether you are succeeding. So list your customer segment, your value proposition, your channels, your customer relationship, your revenue stream. What are the sources of your revenue? And this will help you come to the point where you can truly say, I have a business. And that takes us to this important aspect we want to share today. The reason why businesses fail in the 21st century. Now, you have the BMC, which talks about your business and model canvas, how you transmit value. The business canvas talks to you about a picture of what your business in summary is all about, and how you intend to carry value from you, the producer, or you, the owner of the business, to the customer base. Now, in business to succeed, you've got to adopt two other strategies. There are three strategies you need in your business, very important. The first one is your BMC. What is your business model canvas? The second one is your business model innovation strategy. And what is innovation strategy? It helps you to tell when there's a disruption in business, on there's technological disruption. How do you adopt? How do you innovate? Because most businesses have gone down the drain because they do not have business innovation strategy. Like our sister that runs a teaching program online. What is her business innovation strategy when network fails? How does she emerges? What is her future innovation strategy? So we'll talk about this is developing a fundamentally new model to deliver value or generate revenue. Example is Uber. Uber is an innovation strategy. When there's a disruption in market, what is your strategy? We saw businesses that went into extinction because they have a good business model canvas that was working for them. But when there was a social change in the marketplace, they were not able to innovate and they went into extinction. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just that they did not plan for the future. So every one of you should ask yourself, what is your innovation strategy? That is the one you hold in the right hand. Then the left hand, you have what you call your business adaptation strategy. How do you respond to change in your business? Adaptation is a progressive thing. Innovation strategy is something that is fast, is quick, is proactive. And why adaptation is reactional? If tomorrow there's a closure of school in Nigeria, how do you adapt to that reality? How will your business survive? If there's closure of schools in Nigeria, do you have an adaptation strategy to survive? Do you have because most of the companies that failed during the COVID-19, they lack innovation and adaptation strategy. So you're going to ask yourself, if today something happened in Nigeria, in Ghana, in South Africa, what is your innovation strategy? Or what is your adaptation strategy? And that is part of what we teach in this school. For those of you that are in your first semester, second semester, you're going to learn more of that in your second semester, the different innovation and adaptation strategy to deploy for your business. But for this workshop is to stimulate your mind to begin to think. Don't just get excited that you have a solid business plan or a business model canvas. You need to begin to ask yourself, how do I innovate if tomorrow there's no internet, there's no network? How do I, for instance, Mr. Zataba talks about a place where they have no internet penetration. Do you know that you can develop a software, you can develop a simple software that doesn't use internet, that you can use SMS to reach out to your clients? We saw an agricultural minister in Nigeria, Adesina, brought in the SMS that you were able to reach out to farmers. And during his time, during the Jonathan's regime, those of you in Nigeria, it was a masterpiece. So they were reaching out to farmers in community where there are no internet using SMS. So they were telling farmers weather condition, cement, and fertilizer will be available through SMS. Then there was no internet, and that was a big breakthrough in the agricultural sector. It was used for the distribution of cement. So before cement comes, it was used for the distribution of fertilizers. Before fertilizer will come to a community, the farmers are already aware when the fertilizer is coming. They know the cost, they know, and that was SMS. That was a strategy that was a complete adaptation strategy. And it was a big success. And that was one of the things that made him become the president of the African Development Bank today. Ability to think outside the box. So every single one of you, these two strategies are important. What is your business innovation strategy for your school, for your agricultural business, for your any business you are involved in now? Do you have a clear business innovation strategy? Do you have a clear business adaptation strategy? If there's a shift in government policy, what will you do? What is your adaptation strategy? And for those of you that want to become consultant, you need to, when you go to a business and you ask them, they show you their business model. The question you want to ask them is that, what if there's a disruption in technology or there's a disruption in government policy? How do you adapt your business? How do you innovate into the future? Because if you do not have a good business innovation strategy in place, or you do not have a good business adaptation strategy in place, you're going to go into extinction. So you've got to, in your business, don't just stop with the business model canvas. The two wings of success in today's business world is the business innovation strategy and the business adaptation strategy. And that is why you guys are different. So you've got to put that in place, irrespective of the kind of business you are choosing to develop. So let's go to the 5 module. There's this and the module 4. There's this strategy. You're not going to see it in anywhere in the world. What we have shared today is what this in putting this together, we were thinking, because when we organize this as a private workshop, the least people pay for this is £1,500. That's just the truth. So what we're sharing is a secret they keep away from people. And I want none of you to take this for granted. Not to take this for granted. That's why this is the last module for today's workshop. We call it the DRN success quadrant. In today's world, every success is built on these 4 quadrants: your skill, your solution, your system, and your software. That is today's world. And what skill do you have? And so, but what we have done, we have taken it, they're actually 10 L's, but we're giving 7. When you come to the school fully in your second semester, you're going to learn the 10 L's. But for those of you that are still in your first semester, don't manage the 7. And for those of you that are guests, you have one privilege to have the 7. This is the gold mine of modern business. Actually, everything you are learning in business school, if you can understand these 7 L's, you are good enough to go and sleep. So what you'll be learning is coming to gain experience, learn how to build enterprise. So if you have not been taking notes, take notes now, because this material, you're not going to get it. You can watch the video for those of you that are already, you are already subscribed to your semester platform. And then, because this material, we're not giving to anyone except you pay £20. That's what we're giving. Because this material, we're not, His Royal Highness is laughing. We are not giving this particular material to anyone. I'm even showing it at this point in time. I'm sure some of you are already snapping it. And you don't want to. Actually, this is the future of business. This is just what business is all about. Even in business school, I've been privileged to attend 3 business schools: Copenhagen Business School and business school in the US, business school in Switzerland. And I'll tell you the truth, they will not teach you this. They won't. So, we need to do this because we believe Africa needs to know the truth. Our people needs to begin to think different. And that is why we're doing what we're doing. So we are bringing all the experience we have gathered in the last 25 years consulting globally to see how we can contribute to the African continent by having a new set of thinkers and doers. So the first S is your skill. Today in the world, you know that plumbers make more money than PhD holders in the UK and some countries today. You got to get a skill. What skills do you have? I tell people you can't run a school without giving people skills. You've got to have a skill. Skill rules the world now, not certificates. Forget those of us that have 40 different certificates. What is giving people money in the world today is your skill. Because AI is changing the way the world is run. So you've got to have a skill. What is your skill? What skill do you have that you know you can upscale? So it's what core competence or talent do you possess or specialization? It's about skill and specialization. What is your skill? What is your specialization? You've got, when we are looking at your CV today, they're screening your CV, they're looking for your skill and your specialization. Before they start looking whether you have PhD or not, is your skill or specialization. That's what companies are looking for. So the key here, that's why we said in your MBA class, it's not about certification. We want people at the end of this 1-year program with us, you should have developed your skill set. It could be communication skills, but you've got to sharpen your skill set. The world is run by people with skills. We're living in an era of technology. So what skill do you have? Data analytical skills. Do you have, and that's why we offer short courses on data analytics. We have offered short courses on beta. Well, there's a workshop coming up very soon, but that's a paid workshop. That one is a paid workshop. Now this one is for our students and the friends. Now, what skill do you have? I tell you, I can pay as much as £1,000 for 30 minutes training to get a skill. Because when you have skill, it stays with you for life. It is, don't be selfish on yourself. I personally would pay any amount to acquire a new skill. Because when you have skill, no one throws you out. You become a moving enterprise. You can step into a new country, a new continent, and you set up a venture because you have a skill. So the first else in today's business world is your skill. The second else is the solution you are having. What solution do you have to give to the world? Not your theories. Your skill must be able to give birth to a solution. So you have a skill to run that business. So you don't set up a business you don't have a skill for, or you don't have people with the right specialization. That business will fail. So when we talk about business development in the 21st century, it begins with your skill set or your specialization. The next territory is your solution. What specific problems are you solving? We don't want to hear stories. What solution are you solving? That is why we talk about your business pie. Give us your entire business in one sentence. Problem you are solving, I guess you have to solve the problem, and the enterprise you're forming, you are developing. So then this third else is the segment. That talks about the market. Do you know the people that needs your solution? That is the third else, the segment you are serving. The segment of the market, the populace. Do you know your segment? Do you understand how your segment think? Do you understand what drives them? The fourth S is the system. What tools, processes, or platform will help you sustain your business? That is the fourth S, the system. Have you developed system that even when you are sleeping, money is dropping into your account? Because if you keep being awake to earn money, then you're going to work till you die. You've got to develop systems, working system, automated system, that even when you are sleeping, because the world is a global village, you are sleeping in Nigeria, you are making money from China because you have set up a global system. Like our sister that runs a maths class, that is why I'm telling her to set up an automated maths platform, because she's not going to have teacher teaching forever. So you've got to understand the world is moving. We have AI tutors now. So how does she introduce AI into our mathematical platform where AI can respond to the students, teach them mathematics, because the AI have been programmed? That is the feature she must be thinking about. How do you develop? And the AI can even take upon her own image. She put her image, and the AI is teaching the students. And until you are making money when you are sleeping, you're going to work hard for the rest of your life. We're talking about smart working, smart enterprise. So you've got to think about the system. What tools, processes, platform will help you sustain the business? Then the fifth else is the software. Yesterday, we attended a very important class in the second semester. They were all calling it master class. We got a new faculty member, very lovely guy. And some of you that will be in your second semester after 2 months from now, you're going to enjoy his presence. And so we're going to talk about your software. You cannot run business today without software. So what software are you deploying? Is it email, video, CRM, APR, AI software? Everything you are doing, you've got to look out for software for it. The world is driven by software today, or else you'll go into extinction. And the sixth S is your strategy. That is when you begin to talk about your adaptation strategy, your innovation strategy, your BMC. These three important, they're important. You begin to talk about your SWOT analysis and the rest. So what are your strategy to deploy this? And the 7 L's is your synergy. What are synergy? You don't succeed alone. You learn to collaborate. 1 shall kill 1,000, 2 shall kill tens of thousands. So you've got to learn to collaborate. The world is talking about collaboration. Your ability to reach the whole world. Because one of the plans we have for members of our students of this school is to be able for people like His Royal Highness to earn £1 million every month. All he needs to do is, if 1 million people give him just £1, that will be £1 million. So what system or strategy, what skill, solution, segment, system, software, and strategy will His Royal Highness deploy that will make 1 million people giving just £1 every month? That is why you are in this school. And that is what we intend you to achieve before you leave us. Your ability to develop, to sharpen your skill, to develop a solution, reach out to a segment of people, have a system, adopt a software, and deploy a strategy by collaborating with other entrepreneurs globally that can give you 1 million units of service. Imagine if Madam Ajia Awa is selling a herbal product just 15 naira. She's making profit, and 1 million people buy maybe for 100 naira, and she make a profit of 50 naira. And they buy that product. You don't have to, that is the economic of scale. That's the strategy of Dangote and the Chinese. 1 million people buy a biscuit, healthy biscuit that you said, I'm just giving her a strategy. You have a healthy biscuit you sell to children, and you have partnership synergy with schools across the state. And they're able to distribute this. And you say, okay, this is what it cost me 40 naira to produce this. Each school that helped me to sell it, I give them 10 naira each for them to make their own benefit, and 15 naira comes to me. And what that does is that because of synergy, you have schools across the city that is taking your biscuit to sell in their schools. And then before you know it, every month you sell 1 million unit of biscuits. And all your profit is 15 naira. 15 naira times 1 million is 50 million. Ajia Alima celebrate 50 million naira every month. Cool money, because she have adopted synergy. She have gone through the 7S framework of skill, solution, segment, system, software, strategy, and synergy. And our goal is that very soon, each and every one of our graduates should be leaving the school as a multi-millionaire. And that is why this school is set up. For people that want to be founders, not people that want to be talkers or theorists. It's beyond having the certificate. It's about putting the thinking cap together. So ask yourself, have you deployed the 7S? And in this 7S, we have the 4 quadrants: your skill, your solution, your software, and your system. Once you do that, you can truly say you have a solid business, because the business we are developing now is not as developing business in the old age. There's a new generation, there's a new wave, there's a new business evolution taking place, and you've got to develop a new set of skills to be able to stay relevant and stay effective. And with this, I will be stopping my part for today. It will now be open to questions and answer, and then within the next 15 minutes, we're going to call the workshop a close. And we expect for those of you that are part of the school, make sure you take your classes serious. You now understand why we're doing that. We are trying to raise multi-millionaires for Africa and the Asia world, but our focus is actually Africa. We believe the resources are in Africa. We believe Africans just need to think differently, act differently. And there was a time it happened in China. From nowhere, billionaires started coming from China. People wonder where they came, because they understood the quadrant. The next big thing is you guys are the next big thing. But you've got to think differently. You've got to act differently. You've got to step out of your comfort zone. You've got to be hungry. You've got to be humble. And that is how success is built. So the submission is somebody's playing with our system, but that is okay. Now, assignment is submit your completed 1-page strategic blueprint by Tuesday, email or school portal. Now, this is not a graded, we're not scoring it. We're just using it to help you. If you want us to help you to tell you where you are getting it right, feel free to submit this assignment. And it's 1-page strategic blueprint by Tuesday after this workshop, because we love people taking action after they have learned something. So we want you people to go back, have a strategic blueprint that deals with your BMC, your business innovation strategy, and your business adaptation strategy. You're going to upload this video. You will make the comment on the videos page. And so when you watch this video, or you go straight, since you have been in the class, put your student number and comment there. And if you are a guest, we're going to put it in a general platform. Your friends that invited you, going to send that on the general platform where you can also access that, and we'll see how that goes. Having said that, I hope I have not bored you people in today's workshop, and I hope I've added more value to your life if possible. If I have not achieved that, I want to apologize. Now, this is where we're going to be stopping today. We could talk all day, but we have just 2 hours for this workshop. Having said that, it is time to open the forum for question, contribution, comment, and suggestion. Now you can put up your hands and let's take it off from there. Okay. Any question, comments? The class was boring. You didn't learn anything. Be free to make your comment. And let's, okay, Mena's math therapy. You can put on your camera. Let's hear from you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
What is your name?
I'm Peace Ifemena Peter.
Okay, Lady Peace. Okay.
Yes, so I learned a lot. Thank you so much for the class. I'm very excited to be part of it. I wanted to ask, we're talking about the 8 A's, but we're not able to get all of it. I don't know. You only mentioned 2, as awareness and acceptance.
My sister, you're a very smart lady. I'm going to give you just 5. And
Okay.
and the 5 is, for your business to succeed, you must create awareness. And the second is that the business must be accepted by the market. So you've got to carry your FCC, that awareness, accepted. The product must be accepted. So you create acceptability. Then it must be adaptable. Like, for instance, people should be able to use your slides. So you think, can the business be adaptable? Then the 4th one is we have the awareness, we have the acceptability, the adaptability, and then we have the availability. Will it be available when people need it? Have you put structure in place so that when people need your service, they can access it? Is there availability test? And the 5th A talks about affordability. The people, your segment audience, can they afford it? So if you go through the 5 A's of being accepted, being adaptable, being available, and then you go and the awareness is the first, and then it's affordable, then you have a solid business you can call an MVP that can lead you to your what we call the MLP, the market lovable product. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Yeah, whose hand is up there? Okay, Dave Mayer. Who is that? Let's hear from you. Idima, is it PHG2? Who is that? Okay. Oh, my sister.
Yes, it's me.
Okay, sorry. What's the name again?
Ihedima.
Idima. Okay.
Yes, Ihedima.
Okay,
Okay,
let's hear
so
from you.
I will start. Before I ask my question, let me just express my profound gratitude for this organization. I just went into a group chat where I belong, and I saw the topic. I'm like, this is going to be interesting, and I clicked on it. I just wanted to peep in to see what's going on, and I'm
Okay.
blown away. How does someone gain admission into this school? That's my number 1 question, because my notebook is full and I was just passing by. So how do I gain admission into this school to be able to learn more? And then the next question I will ask is, for someone that is transitioning into a different line of business, I don't know what advice you can give to that person.
Okay, we're going to start with the second one. When you're doing, there's actually, funny enough, we have an MBA we call Transition in Entrepreneurship and Management. That is our major MBA, and we're in partnership with a school in Switzerland, and where our program are both accredited here in the UK and in Swiss, and that can also lead to a DBA. And the whole essence is to position people to go through the process of transition. There's a transition process. We have a document. I don't know if I'm obligated to send that to you. I'm going to talk to the faculty members. What we do with that document is that it's actually for civil servant, people that want to transition into entrepreneurship. There's a process. You've got to evaluate the process so that you don't go into a certain roadblock. But it starts with the mindset. You've got to go into the mindset first. You've got to tell yourself you want this transition, and you've got to ask yourself, why do you want it? Purpose needs to be defined. Now, once you know the reason why you want to transition into that business, you want to research that business properly. You want to be sure that you have the right information to run that business. That is not just passion. You are not just driven by passion alone, but you are driven by information. And so you find yourself, that's what we talk about, the idea validation process. You validate those ideas. And then once you are sure that this is the path to go, you ask yourself the timing. Timing is also important. Is it the right time for me to do this? Do I have the capacity, the necessary instrument to achieve this transition process? all these are important. But there are so many things you're going to learn when you come into the school. But these are the basic things you can use to help you. Now, regarding the school, we normally admit 3 times, but we stopped that this year. We only admit twice. And it's a 3-section program. Each section is 3 months. And the first section gives you a certification, which is called the Professional Certificate in Entrepreneurship. The second one talks about the mini MBA in entrepreneurship. And the final one, which is after 1 year, but it's going to 1 year, 6 months now after this term, because we have just signed a partnership with a Swiss institute that makes it possible. There too, we have to train the students, and the training is by you just attending conferences, online conferences. So we do the training, you attend the conferences, and you have a double accreditation. So you have your certificate have a accreditation from the UK, but you also have a Swiss accreditation, because with that, if you're interested in going for your DBA, you can also progress into your DBA. That is a partnership which we just signed. So the next batch will be resuming in February next year, because but we also have short courses and conferences that you can be part of. But we have started the application for those that are interested in resuming in February next year. You send your CV to info@drnacademy.uk, or you visit our website.
Sorry, come again.
drnacademy.uk, and you can, I think someone should be able to paste that on the chat room, and if you can put that on the chat room, we're going to see, and someone can just, I'm going to put there, you're going to see the site there on the chat, drnacademy.uk, or you can send to info. You can send your CV to info@drn, because we started an admission for that. We take people through admission process, or you can just simply send to WhatsApp to this number plus 44758668227. So you can use any of this process. You can go online to apply, or you send your CV to drnacademy.uk, or you send to the WhatsApp number there, and then you can go through that. And the process has started, and by November, we're going to be screening those that will be resuming in February. And you're going to be invited for a virtual interview. But being part of the community, stay glue. There are conferences we do open to people that are professional entrepreneurs, because our ultimate goal is to raise professional entrepreneurs that will change the African continent. And so we ask people, are you ready to make the 1 million deal? That is our goal. Do you want to create the 1 million monthly deal? We believe it is possible. 1 million units of anything, you plan it with us for 1 year, you should be able to achieve that. And that is our ultimate goal. So even if it's not going to be within the first 1 year, but you do it for 18 months, you should be able to achieve that. And okay, any other question? I don't know if I've answered your question, my sister.
Yes, you have. But one more thing, you were talking about a community. How do I be part of this community?
Now, we have a YouTube page, a general YouTube platform. We have a DRN TV platform, and I wish I could send that I don't have out here. And we'll see how we can have a general platform where you join the YouTube platform. We have a general YouTube platform for everyone, but we have the one that only students can access. And because we have specialized training section that is for students alone, just like the first semester can attend that alone. But we have workshops that comes in from time to time. Like we have a workshop coming up through, and I expect everyone to attend that workshop. That one is going to be a very solid workshop for people that wants to become business development analysts. And it's going to be is it 1 day or 2 days workshop, and it's just £30. But it's something you won't regret, those of you that will make plan to attend. Even students are encouraged to attend those specialized workshops. We have a workshop coming up on big tech, business technology. It's coming up very soon. So we have different workshops that we open to the general public, and we have short courses. Once you visit our site, you're going to see that. But for those of you that attended this class, you want to encourage you to get ready for the professional MBA that is starting in February. Send in your CV right now because we'll start calling people for interview And interview it will be closed actually in November. After November, we're not accepting students again. So, and that is how it works. Okay. Now,
Thank
is
you
that
very much.
okay? And
Thank you.
Mr. Christiana Wonko, let's hear from you. Mr.
Okay,
Christiana
sir.
Wonko, yeah.
Yeah, I'm available. Sir,
Can
my
you put on your
question.
camera, please?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Can you see me?
Sure, we can see your fine, please.
Okay, sir. So my question is coming from this pastoral aspect on this social, based on how customers behave.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there is an audio, voice note spreading on WhatsApp, what's different WhatsApp groups,
Okay.
whereby they, indicated some people that are using some chemicals in the production of Indomie.
Okay.
And you know how our people believe in this part of the world. They are highly sentimental. Okay, for example, now assuming somebody ventured into such a product and this news is spreading everywhere, because everybody now will conclude that every Indomie is is already a fake one. Maybe the one they use such chemical produce or whatever. So how can one now, succeed?
Okay.
If
Yeah.
this kind of
That's a smart question. It's part of what the second semester student learned yesterday. And part of that, what you need to do, you've got to have and when you go through your PESTEL, we're going to be learning that in the class also. There are mitigation strategy for each of the components of the PESTEL. When there's a social crisis, how do you do it? What do you do? What are the storylines? That's why companies have public relation officers, communication officers, people that have information. So you must have communication strategy about your business. So you use information to counteract information. Every organization does that. That is the whole essence of having a communication officer. You must have a communication strategy framework in your business. So when we talk about strategy, there are people that are just business strategists by training. I did a complete course on business strategy. Full training. I had to pay thousands and thousands of pounds for that. And we have a training we did one time where we said we are people that wants to become business development strategists. And part of that is communication strategy. How do you influence the media with your own information? The business world is a war. Is a war zone. Are you getting
Yes,
it? You've got to be ready to have your own communication to reply. We see what is happening. Even in your politics, I'm hearing today, Anambra State Governor, I don't want to go there. This one will talk about this governor, and this one will talk about that governor. And so that is part of what you're saying. So you develop your communication strategy, get your team. Don't wait for people to eat you. Always ask, what if this happens? How do we respond? Are you getting it? It's part of the adaptation and innovative strategy we talk about. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Lady Angela, let's hear from you. Oh, you have another question, Mr. Christian?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm through.
Okay. Okay. Lady Angela, let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Director.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
The woman with the biggest ranch in Africa. When are you going to send a full goat to London for us?
Don't worry. Very soon. Very
Okay.
soon. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
We've not recovered for that yesterday training yet. Class. But I just want to find out, you spoke about a workshop coming up soon.
Yeah.
Is it because you're sounding as if it's a specialized workshop?
Yeah, it's a specialized workshop. It's not part of the school curriculum. The school offers short workshops also as part of its program, which is not part of the MBA program. So we have specialized workshops. Those are paid workshops. And so we encourage students to also, we have like a big tech workshop coming. That's, you're going to learn almost everything that has to do with business technology. You get the point. So you have a specialized certificate for that, different from your MBA you have been schooled for. So you have different specialization certificate for that.
When you're talking about technology, you think that people like us will able to understand that?
Don't worry, the big tech is not about today's big tech, you don't have to go and understand the basic anymore. It's learning to know the software you need to use. You have access to that story, because if you don't know, how do you deploy them? So we expose you to the because most people are ignorant. There are more than 500 different AI equipment that can help you run your Goat Ranch. And you don't have to do this yourself. That is what big tech is all about. The world has moved, and when people don't know this, they begin to do hard work instead of smart work. So we are trying to raise smart people, smart entrepreneurs. You build smart enterprise.
Okay, all right. And you say how much again?
And that one is actually the price that was placed on it is £50. But I'm thinking, let me negotiate on behalf of the class. I'm trying to negotiate with the team. And so by the next 2 weeks, by the next week, I'm trying to beat the price down. And because I know most of you from Africa, it's not easy. You know, pounds here is just pounds here. But when you exchange the rate to Naira and the rate to CDs, it becomes so much. So we understand that. But £50 here is
about 2,000 something per pound.
And so we are trying to beat that. We pray your countries in Africa will change so that your value of money will come, because you know, this is an international school. £50 here is what a child just goes and buys something in a day and moves away. It's just because when it comes to your own country, let me say my own country, because I'm also in Nigeria. Forget it. Okay, our own country, it suddenly becomes large. But £50 here is just £50. Is you take it out there, you just spend it for a day outing and it's gone. So we're also trying to balance it, because we don't want people to lose out. You get the point, because an average education you people are getting for your MBA is £7,800. That's why we had to look for organization to give scholarship, and we just ask people to pay for certification. And certification, now we brought it to just £200. But that £200 is still big money for most people. But imagine if we are telling people to pay the $7,800, what would have happened? But we said, no, we want as many Africans to get this education. And that is why we did what we did. And say, okay, we're going to see how we can look for sponsors that will take care of the tuition and let people just pay for the certification and the application. So we only admit people that we feel that are qualified to receive the scholarship. Don't worry, just keep going. We are negotiating with the team.
Okay, it's all right.
And we're trying to reduce the price, but we also need to balance it with the people we pay over here, because sometimes when we tell them that we are charging a fee for £50, they get confused. What are you doing with £50? Because £50 is just £50 over here. But the balance we have is that I am in both worlds. I understand you people over there, and I understand these people here. So I try to blend and say, please, I understand your £50 is like a lunch over here, but over there, it is somebody's one year.
What's the salary? 1 month salary for some people.
And so we need to balance it. So don't worry, we're going to resolve that. We're going to give you people good price for those short professional courses. And I'm talking.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
you. Mr. John Kwashi, let's hear from you as we call it we close the program.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
In fact, I'm so enlightened by the class. It's so many parts. I learned a lot in today's lesson. I would just want to say, God bless you so much for the sacrifice and everything you are doing for us, though. And the Max, I don't know whether she's a student. I've never seen her before.
Okay, I don't know whether is somebody you want to build partnership with.
Yes, please.
Mathematician Guru, there's a mathematician also on the platform that would like to be part of your group. So men's mass, what is her name?
Men's maths therapy.
Okay, men's mass therapy. Okay, you know what I'm going to do?
Okay.
Everybody that is a new student that you're attending this class for the very first time, send a WhatsApp message to this number, and then we're going to add you to a general platform, and then we'll see how we can work with you either for admission process or we'll connect you to the community. If you are just attending today, just send a WhatsApp to this cool platform, and then is that okay? Even Lady Edima, just send to this number, tell us your name, your details, your business, and you'd like to be part of the DRN community, and then we'll add you to that community. Just send to this number, and then we'll take it off from there. So send your details, your company name, and your name and what you do, then we're going to add you. And so we'll take it off from there. Having said that, I want to thank every one of you for being part of today's class. And may the Lord grant you the wisdom to implement what you have learned, the favor to put it into practice. And we look forward to seeing you in class on Monday for the first semester students. And for the second semester student, we'll see you in class on Friday. And don't fail to attend your consortium on Thursday. And having said that, go and enjoy your weekend. Have a great day. God bless you all. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. God bless you too, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, bye.